A couple of you ran. I don't understand why it takes so long. Because you're so desperate to do a deal, as you all know, that have QuickBooks, you can put any goddamn thing you want in QuickBooks, right? And at least a review, the accountants have looked at the shit and, you know, the numbers are reasonably close, or they are the numbers. Guys, I'm trying to save you time. Remember, you heard Peter, 7 months and 3 months and 4 months, I forget, that he spent on these deals that never happened. And you want to know why it took some poor bastards a year. A couple of you ran. I don't understand why it takes so long. Because you're so desperate to do a deal, because they are. There's no code of conduct between selling a business. Marcus of Queensberry, you know, right, and they do the right thing by it. That's all horseshit. Maybe in the movies, but that doesn't even happen in the movies. I mean, you have to go on the assumption they're trying to fuck you. And the more they get away from audited financials, they're fucking you. And then even after, they've convinced their auditors to put something down, depreciated over 30 years instead of 10 years straight line. There's something. And when you go to the due diligence, you don't just accept the goddamn audited numbers like the Bible. That's the starting point. I'm knocking the motherfucking price down. When you get in the third, fourth world countries, you have to assume, for starters, they're fucking you where you breathe. No exception. And Poland is one of those. Germany, just even Saarbrücken, but Germany is legit as hell. They go out of their way, you know, to make sure things are accurate. And we can thank Mr. Hitler for that. I'm just guessing these numbers are between 25 and 50% wrong. My experience in Poland, in that area, 25 and 50% wrong. And when you find these things that they're wrong, they look at you like they made a mistake. Like it was an honest mistake. Oh, we overlooked that. I had manufacturing deals where they borrow material. They borrow 35 tons of iron. They borrow 5 tons of steel. They borrow 100,000 pounds of gravel. And they, you know, 25 truckloads of wood. And then when you close, it's not there. And the lazy auditors assume because it's there, they own it. And I told you, the first day, my favorite of all time is the $2 billion deal from about 15, 18 years ago, China. Goes public on the London Stock Exchange, not the small exchange, it's the big one. JP Morgan and Bank of America were the deals. And they sent a junior team to do the due diligence, a junior team of guys, you know, young MBAs. That when, as soon as they landed, all they did is get sucked and fucked. This happens all the time. And what do you think they're gonna do to you? You don't know shit from apple butter. They're gonna fuck you for practice. It's ugly out there, kids, but you can do it if you stay within the guidelines and don't get outside the parameters. And don't do business here. Well, the business broker's only gonna give you this. He's not gonna give you anything else. Out there in the world, it's called caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. Nobody cares about you except maybe your mother. That's it. And if they're not going to give you real numbers, you're wasting your time. Another thing you can do, which is a little dicey, let's say that it's a compilation from a real auditor. Not one of the bullshit Polish auditors. I mean a reputable auditor. You call up the audit partner. Off the record, and there's nothing off the record. Off the record, is this for real? Look around. I don't know what you're talking about. That means no. Nobody pays dollar for revenue. I mean, nobody. And that's essentially what they're asking. Not essentially, it is what they're asking. Embarrassing offer. Your first offer on whatever you're gonna buy is gonna be embarrassing. Okay, let's say at least 20, 30, 40%, then you should offer. And then you let them knock you around.